what you gave up this time. What does that say, Elizabeth?
A new Sony laptop.
A new Sony laptop. This is not a trick. You should always trust what consultants tell you. I teach that in my leadership classes. All right, here's what you won. Drum roll, please. Elizabeth, you won one of my books. Leading your organization, achieve exceptional results. Thank you very much. You should always do what the consultants tell you. I want to finish up. We got 5 more minutes before the break. And finish the story. As I said in my life, the most powerful leader in my life was my Boy Scout leader. His name was John Winterode. As I said, 2 merit badges away, I quit Scouts and got involved with some activities I shouldn't have gotten involved with. Women, for one. Female gender. I was a teenager. And he called me up and says, Greg, if you quit now, you'll regret this the rest of your life. And I came back and I remember the night I finished Eagle Scout Award, got my merit badges, and my mother and I were standing in front of the room, and when they pinned the Eagle Scout Award on my chest, it was the night I was most proud of. I was just 18 years old. And I was able to go to college, barely got in, went in the Army, got my master's degree, got a scholarship for my master's degree. I have earned many awards, ribbons. I've written 9 books, traveled around the world. But the older I got, the less important those things became. And I realized what was the most valuable thing was what John Winterode did for me. I was writing my first book several years ago, and the publisher called me up and says, Greg, you got to finish this book. We're waiting for it, and you need to come up with a dedication page for the front of the book. And I was just, I just retired from the Army, and I was sitting at the kitchen table in Atlanta and said, who should I dedicate this book to? And I remembered John Winterode. I hadn't talked to him in 30 years. And I picked up the Atlanta phone directory and turned to the name Winterode. And lo and behold, there was one Winterode in the Atlanta phone book of that thick. And I had to call him to tell him how much he meant to me. And my hand was shaking when I picked up the phone. And I dialed the number. And this voice of an older woman picks up the phone. And I said, hello, this is Greg Smith. I used to be in your husband's Boy Scout troop. And she says, Greg, it's so great to hear your voice. It's been so long. John will be happy to hear from you. And then John Winterode, the man I hadn't talked to in 30 years, who had transformed my life. And this old, aged voice says, Greg, what's this about you being in the Army? I thought you were going to the Air Force like your dad. He remembered me. I mean, isn't that amazing that this one person still remembered my life? And I said, John, I want you to know how much you meant to me. And I want to dedicate this book to you because my father wasn't there, but you were. And that you saw something in me that changed my life. we hung up and promised to get together after that. And I finished my book and sent it off to the publisher. And I was so busy, it took me a while to get back with John. And I finally called him up. And his wife said, he passed away last week. But he so appreciated what you do. I appreciate what you do. And that in your own way, you can transform people one at a time to make a difference. And through that, it will give them purpose and meaning. And always remember, there's one person in your life who did the same thing for you. Is it time to call them up and tell them how much you appreciate what they did for you? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
When we opened our conference, but we recently had a lot of changing roles, and we call it changing hats. So I was kind of glad that I got a new hat today.
We got to get a picture of us together.
Oh, yes. We'll get one in just 1 second. And so I'm glad that this is going to give me, 20 extra IQ points, because I'm probably going to need it in my new job. And so I was hoping I could keep it.
Please
Would that
do.
be okay? So if you can't tell, I am an approachable leader. And I do believe in having fun and in rewarding and engaging our employees. And I think that you gave our group here today some very good insight on ways to engage employees, reward employees, and be great leaders. And so on behalf of the Department of Defense Civilian Personnel Management Service, I want to just present a token of our appreciation for you being with us.
Thank you very much.
Okay, with that, we're going to break for just a networking break, and we'll reconvene back here at 10:30 this morning. Thank you.